So you're turning 65. Happy birthday. Early, I hope. What does that mean? Medicare's coming. What do you do? My name's Tyler Mason. I am a Medicare specialist. And in this short video, I'm going to help break down what happens when you reach your qualifying enrollment period for Medicare. I promise the world's not going to come crashing to an end. It's not apocalypse on the verge. It's a pretty simple process. So stick with me. We'll go through it, and we'll look at what those options are. Now, everything we pull is going to come from the Medicare and You handbook. If you don't have a copy of it, email me, and I will email you a copy for free. Okay, it's a great resource, something to have. You can go back to if you've ever got questions. Tyler at moderninsurancestore.com is my email. I'll send you a copy. So when can you enroll? Well, it's pretty simple. You've got 7 months. Okay, 3 months before, the month of, and 3 months after your birthday. Okay, so 3 months before the month of your birthday, the month of your birthday, and 3 months after. 7 months. Now, I'll tell you the same thing I tell my clients all the time. Let's just enroll early so you don't have to worry about it. Once you know you're enrolling in Medicare anyway, take advantage of that early enrollment window. Save yourself the headache. There's some penalties if you don't enroll on time. Again, follow step 1, enroll early. You don't have to worry about them. If you're curious what those are, go ahead, pause the video. There they are right there in front of you. Penalties for A and B. I don't want to spend a lot of time on it because if you enroll early, you're going to be fine. Qualifying coverage. So there's the exception to the 65th birthday. If you work for an employer, usually a big employer, Walmart, Home Depot, some major company, they may continue to offer you benefits after you turn 65. Okay? As long as they do so, that counts as qualifying coverage, and you can actually hold off on enrolling in Medicare A and B until such time as your qualifying coverage drops off. If you are a veteran or spouse of a veteran, you may not have to enroll in anything with Medicare. A government employee, things like that, right? There's exceptions to every rule. So I'm happy to chat about those with you, but don't ever assume. Okay, talk to HR, talk to whoever it is that's in charge of your group coverage, whatever. Find the information and then talk to me. Because, for example, if you've got group coverage with your employer, you may have better coverage or cheaper coverage or both under Medicare than what they're currently offering. So never assume one way or the other. Okay, talk to HR, talk to me, then we can figure out which one's going to be the best fit for you. And there you go, right? Now you know what your options look like. So Part A, what is it? I think of Part A like this. Ambulance. You go to an emergency, you got to get to the hospital. Part A covers that hospital visit. Okay. For greater details on what Part A covers, see pages 26 to 29 of the Medicare and You handbook. But just remember it this way. A, ambulance, hospital. Part B. After you get to the hospital, then comes Part B. The doctor comes into the room. Medicare Part B starts to cover what comes next. Okay, medically necessary doctor services, outpatient care, home health services, durable medical equipment, mental health services. Okay, again, see pages 30 to 51 in the Medicare and You handbook, and it'll give you more details on Part B. Or, like I said, you can chat with me. I'm happy to help break that all down for you as well. Okay, but just for simplicity, A, ambulance, hospital. B, doctors. Okay, what do you pay? So if you go to the hospital, okay, under Part A, you're going to have a deductible of $1,484. That'll cover your first 60 days. Okay, day 1, $1,484. Day 2 through 60, right? That's all covered under that deductible. Then, after you exceed day 60, so we're into day 61, you now have a coinsurance of $371 per day. Okay, so heaven forbid you end up in the hospital for 90 days. That would be a $12,614 hospital stay, just hospital. Okay. Now, if you exceed 90 days, 2 things happen. 1, your daily coinsurance goes from $371 to $742. The second is now you're using one of your 60 lifetime days for each additional day that you're in the hospital. Okay, so if you're in for 91 days, you've used one lifetime reserve day, you've got 59 left. Those don't ever recycle. Okay, so again, God forbid, you're in the hospital for 50 days, that would be a $57,134 hospital stay. Okay, it's a very expensive hotel. Hopefully you're not there for that long, right? But that just kind of gives you an idea. That's where Part A leaves a lot of gaps, is in the deductible and those daily co-insurance costs. Now also keep in mind, there is no cap to out-of-pocket costs for Part A. You can keep paying indefinitely as long as you're there. Okay. Part B. As of right now, Part B, the premium for most folks is around $148.50 a month. Okay. Now for low-income individuals, chat with me, because you can get part or all of your Part B premium or deductible taken care of by programs that are available to you. If your income is high enough, then your monthly premium could be higher than $148.50. But for most of us, we're right there, $148.50 per month for Part B. That's as of 2021. And of course, that is subject to change with cost of living raises and things like that, dictated by the Medicare and Social Security departments. Okay. The annual deductible for your Part B, it's $203 per year. That's your Part B deductible. Okay. Then, after that, they will cover 80% of all Part B covered procedures or events. Okay, you have to pay the additional 20% yourself. Also, you can potentially have doctors' offices, hospitals that will say, well, Medicare's negotiated rate is not high enough, and so they can charge an excess charge as well. That can be up to 15% above the Medicare negotiated rate. Okay. So $203 deductible, 20% out of pocket, potential for up to a 15% excess charge. Also, there is no cap to the out of pocket here for Part B. Okay, so it can just tick, 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 up, 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 and up. Okay, so keep that in mind. There's options though. Okay, Medigap, Medicare Advantage. Okay, so Medicare Supplement, also known as Medigap, that's going to be what I call the alphabet soup. You've got all your different plans. Okay. Then you've got your Medicare Advantage, also known as Medicare Part C. We're going to break these down one by one and go through their pros and cons and what they cover and et cetera. Okay. So your Medicare Supplement, that's often referred to as the Cadillac. Okay. That's the all-encompassing. It's really, really simple to work with. Now, when you hit your initial election period, again, generally around age 65, you qualify for a no medical question coverage. Okay, so your first election period, you can't be rejected regardless of health, medications, anything like that. Okay, so the first one is kind of a big deal because we can look at anybody, any provider, any plan, and they have to take you. Your window to enroll in a Medicare supplemental, you can actually enroll 6 months before your birth month or 6 months after your birth month. Okay. Now again, I recommend let's just take care of it on the front end. You do not have to be enrolled in Medicare already to enroll in your Medicare supplemental. Its effective date will be the month of your 65th birthday. So you'll need to have enrolled in Medicare by that point for it to take effect. But remember, to enroll in Medicare, it's only 3 months before your birth month. But your Medicare supplement, you can enroll 6 months before your birth month. Okay. You don't have to be enrolled in Medicare to enroll in your Medicare supplemental plan. Now, why would you do that? Because if you enroll in your Medicare supplement plan, the sooner you do so, most providers will honor that rate when you hit your effective date. So if rates were to suddenly go up and you enrolled before they did, you're going to keep that lower premium per month. Okay. So like I said, I'm happy to chat with you about those options, and we can figure out what's best for you. So the alphabet soup. Let's get this a little bit bigger. There we go. So the two most common are Plan G, like George, and N, like Nancy. Okay. The reason these are the two most common is because of their coverage. Pretty much the only thing you've got to worry about as far as your big expenses is going to be the $203 Part B deductible. Okay. Everything else is covered 100%. Now with Plan N, the difference with Plan N is it picks up to a $20 copay for office visits, up to a $50 copayment for emergency visits, and you can potentially still have that excess charge. Okay. For Plan G, they cannot charge you an excess charge wherever you go. Okay. Plan N, $20 up to a $20 for an office visit, up to a $20 for up to a $50 for an emergency visit, and potentially up to the 15% excess charge. Now, the reason somebody would go with a Plan N over a Plan G is Plan N is usually about $20 to $30 less per month than Plan G. So if you don't go to the doctor regularly, Plan N comes out ahead as far as cost. If you go to the doctor quarterly or more often, Plan G starts to make a lot more sense because you're avoiding that $20 per month or per visit copayment. Okay. Again, I'm happy to chat with you specifically about your needs, and we can figure out what's going to make the most sense. So the benefits of your Medicare supplement. It's uniform. Okay, a Plan G is a Plan G, whether it's with provider X, Y, or Z. Plan G will be exactly the same. The insurance provider is really just a billing entity at this point. They have no control over your coverage, no control over the doctors you see, no control over what's paid for. So it makes it really easy to shop them. If you've been on a Plan G, for example, for a while and that premium's gotten up on you, then we just look for another alternative with a Plan G, and guess what? You got the same coverage again at a lower price. Okay, it's accepted everywhere that Medicare is accepted. So if a hospital or a doctor's office takes Medicare, you can walk in with your card, boom, they'll take you. It's predictable, it's budgetable. You've got your monthly premium, then a $203 deductible should you go to the hospital. And if you're on Plan N, you've got your $20 copay for your office visits. It's really easy to budget that in every single month. You can change it whenever you want. A lot of folks, they worry about, is there a window that I've got to change my Medicare supplement? No. Medicare Advantage, which we'll get to, that has a window. Medicare Supplement, you can change that as frequently as you would like. It also offers household discounts. So if you and a spouse both enroll with the same provider, say you're both with Plan X, then you may qualify for a household discount if Plan X offers that. So that's kind of nice too. And like I said, shopping plans is incredibly easy because all the providers have to give you exactly the same coverage. So it's just who's got the cheapest premium is really the biggest thing we look for. Okay. Now the downside, there is a monthly premium, right? It's the Cadillac, so you're going to pay more for it. It requires a standalone prescription drug plan. Okay, there are no prescription drugs covered under a Medicare supplemental plan. And then to make changes, you can change whenever you want, but to do so, you must medically qualify. So if you're in relatively good health and your premium's just gone up, it's easy to switch. If something's happened, a heart attack or cancer or stroke or something like that, then it can be much more difficult to shop around. But again, as a broker, I've got access to most of the major providers, so we can usually find something if there's anything available to you. Okay. Medicare Advantage. I call this the Wild West. It's not that it's a lesser plan because Medicare Advantage absolutely has its place, but because it's not regulated by Medicare directly, the insurance providers are able to get pretty aggressive with how it is that they're able to push each other for what are they going to cover and how's it all going to work, okay? Medicare Advantage plans can be phenomenal options for many. So when's your enrollment window? It matches up with your Medicare, your original Medicare window, 3 months before, the month of, and 3 months after your birth month. So a 7-month enrollment window for your Medicare Advantage plans, okay? So what's up with October? People make a big deal about October. I kind of referenced this a little bit. With Medicare Supplemental, don't worry about this. With Medicare Advantage, the only times you can make changes to your Medicare Advantage plans is from October 15th to December 7th. Okay? So October 1st, the upcoming plans for the next calendar year are released. And from the 1st to the 14th, folks will start talking with brokers like myself saying, okay, my prescriptions have changed. I found a new doctor that I like. I'd like to have better dental coverage, whatever the case is. And so we're able to start looking for those plans. Enrollment started October 15th and continue through December 7th, okay? So that's something to keep in mind with Medicare Advantage. Unlike Medicare Supplemental, we've got a window of time in which to make changes to your plan. So here's the advantages to Medicare Advantage. There's a zero or a low monthly premium, okay? It's going to give you some additional ancillary benefits. Dental, vision coverage, for example. Some will pick up things like chiropractic. Some will give you silver sneakers, so it'll cover a gym membership. Some will give you a partial give back towards your Part B premium. Like I said, because Medicare Advantage is controlled by the insurance companies, they're able to get a lot more aggressive with each other as they're trying to, jostle for who's got the best coverage and the best plans on the market. Most of your Medicare Advantage plans come with the prescription drug coverage included. And then qualifying for them is incredibly easy. The downside, there's a network. Okay, so HMO, PPO, if you're familiar with those, but you're going to have a doctor network. You're going to want to generally stay inside of. Now, you will still have coverage outside of the network, but now you've got in-network and out-of-network coverage amounts. Okay, so something to keep in mind, and again, we can chat through that in greater detail. It's potentially expensive in any given year because you're going to have a max out-of-pocket, and again, there's ways around this. Okay, hospital indemnity plans, for example. So there's a lot of different ways that we can make this work. But you could potentially have, if you didn't have any sort of a hospital indemnity plan in place, and you've got a $5,000 max out of pocket, maybe you've got a $0 monthly premium, but then all of a sudden you get sick, heaven forbid, you're in the hospital, you got to come up with $5,000 for your out-of-pocket max for that plan. Okay. Changes can only be made during certain times. So you've got October through December. Then we have another one actually from January through March. But again, I don't want to get too in the weeds on that. The one that most folks look at is October through December because that's when the new plans are coming out. That's when we're looking to see, do I need to make changes for the upcoming year? Okay. And then shopping plans can be difficult because company X may offer, this, and this for this premium, and it's got this out of pocket, and they may be competing with company Y that only offers this and this, but they've got a lower deductible, lower max out of pocket, right? So shopping around, it's really helpful to have somebody that's able to walk through all those options with you and help you figure out what do those look like. So working with a broker is, in my opinion, whether it's me or somebody else, working with a broker is really the best way to go. You go straight to the insurance providers themselves, and they'll help you with the application, but then that's really about it. You're on your own. I've talked to folks where they've enrolled in a Medicare Advantage plan, and then that plan ends up getting scrapped one year. They're never notified, but their premium keeps going up. They're grandfathered into it, and all of a sudden they're paying more for a Medicare Advantage plan than if they would have had a Medicare supplemental plan, right? So, I'm here to help you to figure all of those things out. There's no cost for my services. I can quote over a dozen top-rated providers, pretty much all the providers in your area. We can look at those, help with the applications. I talk with my clients year in and year out. Like I said, prescription drugs will change, doctors will change. Some of those other benefits may suddenly become more important or less important, and so I'm able to help you shop around for those different plans. If you ever have something that's denied by Medicare, we can help with the Medicare appeals here. Okay. Part D renewal help. So again, if you want to look at your Part D prescription drug coverage, I can help you with that as well. And then ongoing Medicare education. You don't need to be the expert in Medicare. Let me do that. You just worry about you and your life, and if you've got questions, you can reach out, and I'm more than happy to help you with it. Okay. Feel free to reach out to me. Here's my direct line, 513-466-0209. Call or text that number. Comes through to me. Tyler at moderninsurancestore.com. That's my email, so you can email me directly. And then feel free, here's my national producer number. You can actually go onto the National Insurance Registry, and you can verify my producer number, and you can see that I am still licensed. You can see I'm in good standing, and I'm here to help. So hope you're doing well. Thanks for sticking with me here for about 19 minutes, and look forward to chatting with you here soon.